Welcome, everybody. On this fine day. Howdy. So I'm excited. We've got some really awesome projects that came out this last 15 weeks. First and foremost, my name is Ben Reichert. Welcome to UAT. If this is the first time for you here, I hope you got a little tour. It's a pretty cool school. We do everything from cyber stuff to whatever stuff, but all I care about is games. So that's what you'll be seeing here today. We have the UAT Game Studios, which is, I'll go through a little bit of a detail on what that is and who's kind of working on that. And then what we'll do is we'll have the presentations from the teams, short ones hopefully, about their games that they've been working on. And then actually afterwards you'll have some demos outside where you can play those games. So first and foremost, this is our spring semester. And what we do is basically just pure game creation, very studio styled. We work in what you saw when you walked in the large commons over there. We work every Friday from 10:30 until 5:20-ish. Folks get into groups, into teams. This term we've had around 100 students in total, from art, design, programming, all the disciplines that go around games. And we work on teaching a lot of the production aspects of like project management, leadership, just kind of getting into teams and what that actually means, working in that kind of environment. And again, we do this on ground, we do it online. We've got undergrads and we've got grads all working across the spectrum. We've been lucky enough for the last couple of terms as well to bring in clients from the outside that teams get to work with on projects that are just what we think are awesome. And also help the students grow and their knowledge about how to work on client projects like that. Some of the project management tools that we've been using as of late are Axelsoft. You can kind of see that there in Slack. Axelsoft is actually located up in Scottsdale, so they can come down when we need them and help us go through that nice complex software over there, which actually you don't get to see the nice burn down charts. But we get to track the velocities of the teams and their projects. We get to hand out tasks through this software, leads and scrum masters, and we're very much an agile, kind of focused production studio. We work again with different kind of documentation, game design documents, technical design documents, and so on. So we really want them to understand what it's like working with a group professionally in more of a studio atmosphere. We like to think that what we are ultimately doing is creating industry players. By that I mean people who can leave here understanding some of the kind of not just keywords and things and not just understanding a specific pipeline of art or programming or design, but how to work together as teams, how to be leaders on their own. If they need to, they can problem solve specific issues themselves, or they can work as groups. But either way, we want them to kind of walk away with kind of, how do you say, this preparedness for the industry and what it's going to throw at them. It's a pretty cutthroat industry, pretty small in a sense. We went to GDC this year. A lot of the students attended to that, had some great success there, got some job offers, got some inputs into the industry, and again, I think they walked away really understanding the kind of benefits that we're trying to bring to them through this kind of atmosphere here. So as you see there, this is picture of Data Realms. They're a local developer. That's Dan and Vlad talking about their game that they just launched this last month. And up there we've got Scott and Jeremy, and I'm going to bring Scott up here in a minute. But they're local filmmakers, and they collaborated with one of our teams, which again, it was game related, but it wasn't necessarily on the game that they were working on, but aspects carried over. And these are collaborations and opportunities that I really want to show to them that are opportunities, because you go out there, you want to be a game designer, what does that really mean, right? As a human, we always need to find ways to work and to collaborate and to bring in revenue. So what's really key to this process is what we call a Greenlight pitch. We actually did this morning. That's kind of the more internal side of things. We're here now for the more public event. But the pitches are, the teams can either come back from the previous semester, or they can be brand new, somebody coming up with an idea, and they get up here, kind of like I am, or kind of like the teams will later, and present their game concept and what they want to do. Usually they'll have a PowerPoint slide, maybe a little video, hopefully some kind of a demo, and it goes through a process where then the faculty of game production here will decide on which of those teams to greenlight. And in other words, bring into that next upcoming semester's production course. So this morning we had 11 teams that pitched. Out of those 11, we chose 7. We're really excited to see where those go. 6 of them actually were returning. 1 of them is new. And just, again, as I mentioned, we have 10 this term. That's the largest I've seen, at least, go through the studio. I think it's the largest. I think it's a record. Derek can confirm or not. But it was a lot. Having 10 teams is quite a lot to keep a track of it. But I think every single team showed some progress, showed that they were moving forward, showed really good potential. So that's the process. Again, in the end, we really want to create students, like I said, that are either or hired by local companies would be awesome. That's something we're trying to help grow here, obviously, to help grow the industry locally, or start their own companies. So here are a few companies that have spawned out of UAT, young startups. Of course, there are a bunch more. So I definitely encourage you to speak to a few of them. Some are here. Or let us know if you're interested in knowing about more. We can talk to them too. Yeah, sorry, I didn't get Terrasect on there. It'll be on there next time.
Got you. I'll see you.
See, I told you there's way too many to think about. Anyway, so again, thank you for being here. Really excited what everybody's got to show. I didn't really want to talk too much because I want, again, 10 presentations. I want them to show off what they've got going on. But I did want to say real quick before I do invite Scott up. Derek, do you want to come up and say a few words just real quick? I know, I figured. He's like itching in his seat right there. He's either tweeting or itching, so one of the two.
I've tweeted already. I tweeted once already. Yeah, I'll keep mine very, very short. Talked a lot today. But yeah, thank everybody for being here. Probably one of the most productive terms we've had just because of the sheer number of things that were going on. And also just want to thank you guys for making the studio better. I'll give one special kind of shout out just because we didn't greenlight them this morning. Like the Mirrored group is hiding up there in the corner. Yeah. You know, what they've brought and the upping of the professionalism of what the student groups are doing and different things like that, it's great to see. It's sometimes hard for us because we now have to release you. We've done all we can, go off, be awesome. But that was part of the decision-making process as well. It's like what you've brought and what you've helped us with. I just want to thank you guys and all the groups, but since they didn't get greenlit, we have to do a special thanks to them. I feel guilty. I feel horrible. Like it's like watching your kid go off to college. You're like, oh, I just want to help him. So, yeah, obviously we always plug our social media things. So Twitter and Facebook, if you search UAT Game Studios, that's us. We do maintain a YouTube channel, and that is YouTube/567 odd characters that I'll never remember. So just search for UAT Game Studios. Help us get to 100, because then I think we can do YouTube/UAT Game Studios and life gets a whole lot easier. I believe we're at 80-ish, 82, 83. There could be 16 people in this room that
I'm pretty sure there are.
Subscribed to our YouTube channel. That'll be tonight's challenge. We will hit 100 tonight. If not, everybody in the studio will fail. I'm going to override all grades until I'm going to hold you hostage until I get 100 YouTube subscribers. So I don't care if you have to call your mom, your grandma. I really don't care who subscribes at this point. But no, thank you all for being here. I don't want to talk much longer because I want to tweet and I want to watch the cool pitches, and I don't want this to be till midnight tonight because I do have a family as well.
Mm-hmm.
So thanks everybody, and I look forward to seeing what you put together for us.
Thanks, Derek. Let me also, too, just thank my partner in crime, Lynn, Professor Understiller, who co-teaches the UAT Game Studios with me. She's been doing this for much longer than I, that she knows what is actually happening, and I just kind of pretend I know and come up with ideas, and she's like, okay, run with it, Ben. Good luck. And then, so, yeah, please give a round of applause. Some of the other faculty, we've got George, Hugh, thank you, Hugh, and Matt's not here.
Matt didn't show up.
But yeah, Matt really has a family, I guess, you know, so it's grown exponentially. So anyways, without further ado, I guess I'd like to introduce Scott, local filmmaker, and you want to talk a little bit about your collaboration?
Sure, man. Thanks, Ben. Appreciate it. Thanks, guys, for having us here. This is just too cool. Like, what you guys are doing here, this whole place, I wish there was something like this when I was coming up, for sure. I'm a local filmmaker, and me and my creative colleague, Jeremy, he's on another shoot tonight, couldn't be here, and he's killing himself. I'm going to send him some tweets while I'm up here, too, and watching your cool presentations. Thank you. Yeah. We got together and we wanted to do a cool film for this year's Comic-Con. And what we've done is been a kind of cross-collaboration with about 20 different groups of creatives locally, and one of which got turned on to by my sister, who's a writer for Engadget, and she does video game journalism. Got turned on to Ben, and got turned on to the Game Collab. And what we needed was some content for our film that was 8-bit pixel shooter, kind of top-down video game footage. We didn't want to license something. We didn't want to use something that was in existence. We wanted something original and cool. Got really close to the wire, didn't have enough time. Contacted Ben. He goes, I've got an idea for you. Come down, hang out. I want to introduce you to a group. And a huge thanks to the Crimson Knights development team hanging out over here, the cool shirts. They came together in like under 24 hours, had all the footage from a game they're developing, Crimson Knights, converted and kind of modded, I guess, if you will, to suit our purposes for this film. And I've got a clip to show you guys tonight. This is kind of half-baked. We usually don't show anything until all the effects are rendered out. But this definitely is a group that understands the teamwork process, the pipeline process. So bear with us. It's almost done. You can catch it at the Phoenix Comic-Con. They're doing an exclusive screening, and it is in conjunction with the Cobra Arcade Bar in downtown Phoenix. So I'm going to stop talking, and I'm going to press play. Does it just go full screen automatically?
You might have to
give it a try. There we go. Yeah, so check it out. Hope you guys dig it. This is definitely a film by gamer filmmakers for gamers and fans of film. Hope it's not too loud.
We'll figure it out here.
Yeah.
Frank? Mr. Frank.
What?
It's been 6 months, and you said that I could have that promotion.
Can't you just see that I'm working, kid? I mean, that's what you should be doing. Sweep the floor. You got a problem with it?
No, it's just you promised that I could have that promotion in 6 months, and it's been 6 months.
It's not sweeping itself. Us.
Hey, Frank?
What now, kid?
So thanks, Scott. That was awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah, good job, guys.
Yeah.
Did you see it in there? See your work?
I missed it.
Yeah, so I love collaborations like that. So whenever we can do that, we do it. So if anybody else has any cool collaboration stuff, bring it to us. We'll do it. With that in mind now, and we'll get on to the presentation.
I'm Desiree Nienhaus.
And I'm Kathy Norris.
And we're technically not the full leads of this project. The lead of this project is Ben Pope, but he currently lives in Colorado.
Logos as she deals with the traumatic loss of her parents and has to work through her life transition to gameplay and story. The game features a parallel, mirrored universe where Lily has to fight her inner demons. Lily's experiences in the mirrored world are a catalyst for resolution. The mirrored worlds look and feel. We can finally showcase the darker themes of the game, which sets the basis for future levels. We've had a vision for our 3D collectible level and it's finally coming together. The attic level has been integrated into the game with updated models. The grandfather clock will be the location for the gears the player collects throughout the game, and the entire clock is fully animated, showing off the gears behind the clock face. So much more 3D has been worked on, and we're looking forward to adding them and the new game features next semester. Lack of gameplay and story were issues in the past that we remedied this semester. We added an exploratory quest chain that introduced the players to the base game mechanics and crucial NPCs. The final focus that really tied our game together was the completion of the intro cutscene sequence, which visually presents the backstory to the main character Lily and the game as a whole. Integrating the cutscenes into the game was a big step for us, and we've already started our final polishing stages for the art. With the game, LLC is working on future games, so stop by our site to check out what's coming next. We're always looking to increase our social media presence, so make sure to follow us on Facebook and Twitter and spread the word. We're also looking for exceptional talent to add to our team and connections for sponsorship and funding to support our development efforts in our hardware team. Thank you so much for watching, and stop by our booth outside for more information.
Next up, Brave Souls. Let's go, John. Oh, come on up, Justin. You have a list? Let's use a list.
JT, the project lead for the Cortez family. The Cortez family was envisioned by Professor Hugh Henry. It originated as a study to see how emotional valence might affect learning. This study was to be performed as part of his PhD thesis. It grew beyond this into a flashcard game with 3 loosely related themes. In the negative theme, you must identify members of the Cortez family cartel and photos of the tattoos and the graffiti that represent each member's nickname. In the neutral theme, you must identify an animal by a Spanish name. In the positive theme, you just arrived home after a visit to the Cortez family circus, and you must recall all of the animals you saw. The team consists of myself, Justin Trimmer, project lead and lead programmer, 2 artists, Charles Loy and Paul Johnston, and the concept creator, advisor, and mentor, Professor Matthew Henry. In our 1 semester of development, we have completed 25 different animals. We ended up with 75 different cards, as well as other required art pieces. And I'm very thankful to my 2 artists for putting their noses to the grindstone on this project. After a brief polishing phase, this game will be released for Android mobile devices. It will be free of charge and ads for anyone who wishes to use it. Myself and several other project leads from this semester's studio will be conducting a panel at Phoenix Comic-Con 2016 to speak on our experiences with these projects and to promote the school. This panel will be on Thursday, June 2nd, 1 to 2 p.m.
And this is a short gameplay of the game. I wanted to show off what it actually is after the presentation. Not a lot of talking through this part. The controls move rather smoothly and let you pick up the animals and pick next animals, and you got the different themes throughout here. And there I was just showing that you can't put the label where it's not supposed to go and get it right. You actually have to put the label where the labels go. It's interesting, the first couple of weeks I had to refer to a sheet whenever I went to play test this because I didn't know it, and now I can pretty much get most of them without looking it up. What's that?
I said it worked on you.
I'm not just a president, I'm a member. Let's not go on to... Thank you. You all have a great day.
So Derek has a list.
I was gonna go next.
Okay, do it.
I was already up. There's 2 different lists, so
There are 2 different lists.
don't know which one you want to actually go off of. Okay.
I always like the Who's Braver list. So.
I'll be brave this time. Hello everyone, my name is Tyler Cook. I am the team lead for The Deadliest War. So, this is a project that came to us fall of last year from So Sent Studios, which is our client. It is a world game. Our whole purpose is to use the game to positively change the world. Our main genres are puzzle and action and adventure, and that is what we want to stick with. So, this is our lovely and amazing team. They've worked their butts off this semester, and I am insanely proud of each and every one of them. And we know how to have fun too, other than just work. Proven by this picture. So the goal of the game is to raise awareness of the conflict mineral wars happening in the Congo and all over Central Africa. We aim to do this through engaging and interactive gameplay and the use of innovative e-democracy tools which will be implemented into the game. So, a video of what my amazing team has accomplished over the last 15 weeks. So we started with not very much, just a little robot man jumping around, proving that we can actually write scripts. Then we had our very first white boxes. Has been screened and approved by our cultural ambassador, Beyonce, who's from the Congo. We have 4 separate, unique, different scenes in our game, each that you can explore and enjoy. So with that, how did we get here? Well, it all started with SoSen Studios coming to us last fall and pitching. And then Beyonce joined us about halfway through this semester. Beyonce is our cultural ambassador, as I've said before. He's from the Congo. He has shared some amazing stories with us and imparted so much knowledge and wisdom and truly changed the way that we have seen our game and the way that we have designed. And as I said before, a lot of our team came in with not very much experience. And over the last 15 weeks, we have learned together. And we have gained a lot of knowledge that we plan to take forward with us. And through SoSen Studios, we've also done a lot of continuous networking and gained a lot of valuable and meaningful connections. So what's next for the Deadliest War? What is next for our team? Where are we going? Well, we are moving from a 2D space to a 3D space, so it's a whole new world for us. With that, we're creating new worlds. We have 2 new distinct worlds that we plan on creating next semester. We're also moving to a new dimension. The first prototype took place in the real world. The next one won't. We'll be moving into our main character, Afree's inner space, be a little bit more fantastical and dreamlike. We get to explore a little bit more, have a little bit more puzzling, a little bit more fun, and dig in just a little bit more. We're really excited for that. So, our team has gotten the amazing opportunity to participate in a panel at Comic-Con this year. Myself and a few other leads here will be presenting and talking at Comic-Con, and we get to talk about what it's like to be a lead. That's really cool. So that will be on June 2nd from 1 to 2 p.m. And if you would like to follow us, we highly encourage that. We want you to stick with us and see what we're doing in the future. We have several different forms of social media that you can follow us on. They are all currently up on the screen if you'd like to take a picture. You can also find us outside at our booth, and we can also relay that information then. And we would be happy to talk to everyone. We want to connect and make all of the connections and networking that we can. And we hope that you will follow us in our future endeavors. Thank you.
Cool. Thank you, Tyler. Any more brave souls? John.
Hello everyone, I'm John Pratt and I'm the lead designer on this project, and I'd like to welcome you all to the world of Mortal Coil. Mortal Coil is set in the 14th century in a world ravaged by the Black Plague. For many, their only choice is to lay dying in agony in their bed. But for some, they're being offered another choice, to either accept their fate or to let go of their mortality and to live on as a creature of legend. This is an asymmetric turn-based game that pits the agile vampires against the hulking Templars. It's currently being built in Unreal 4. We're looking to create a single-player campaign, and we're going to actually have a future release on Steam. I'm actually going to show you some of the gameplay right now. Turn down the sound a little bit just so I can explain a little what's going on. Alright. So as you actually get into the game, you'll actually see that you can dynamically place your units onto the field. We do have some placeholder sounds in the game, courtesy of one of our designers. But it really lets you set up the field any way that you like, so that way you can take on your opponents. Throughout this semester, one of the things that we really tried to get into the game was a lot of the sound. So you can hear the background music playing, you can hear the ambient sound. And one of the new features that we actually added into this build is the vampires actually have the potential to convert other people over to their side. So when a character dies, you can take possession of them and then gain another unit on your field. So even though in the beginning you start outnumbered, we still have a lot of work to do as far as character models go, but so when a character dies, a new unit is spawned in their place, and you gain control of a ghoul. And in addition to that, the act of taking control of that character actually empowers the character that killed it. We actually have another character over here which moves into stealth. We just have a placeholder particle effect to kind of showcase that for the player. And from there you can just kind of play out the rest of the game. So, come on. We have a talented team helping us out with this. Austin Champ, who's the CEO of Airborne Games. Obviously, I'm John Pratt. Brandon Habib, who's our art lead, as well as our lead programmer, Tyler Weiss, who unfortunately we did not have a photo for, and many other talented team members. I encourage you all to follow us on Twitter, @Airborne Games, and I look forward to seeing you in the future. Thank you.
Thank you, John. Donald.
Hello everyone, my name is Donald Shepis. I am the team lead for Happy Skies. So I'm just going to go ahead and jump in and let a little short video of our gameplay do the talking for me. Okay, that was just kind of a small taste so you can see where we've come and where we're going with Happy Skies. So, Happy Skies is a kid-friendly, mobile, side-scrolling adventure game where your character is going on a journey around the world. You're seeing different sites from different cultures, and you're learning a little bit about them as you go, interacting with them and playing around the world. So, where were we? At the start of the semester, we had only 3 months of work into it. We had very flat levels, we had very few enemies, we had low player engagement. Since our target audience is kids, we need to make sure that we constantly have things for them to be interacting and playing around with, otherwise they get bored. And so, over this last semester, we've really made a dedicated effort to do so. So we've got our team. I'm Donald Shepis, the project lead. We've got John Wisniewski. He's right over there. He is the co-owner of TerraSect, the mobile company that we're publishing the game through. And as I go through, you can see we've got one artist, and then the other side of the team is a little lopsided. So we've done what we can with the resources we have, and we've been able to pull out a much more polished version of the game. It's now much more vibrant. Every level has parallax, so things are moving at different speeds. There's more animations in it, so there's constantly something that's vying for your attention in the game space. And we have more enemies. So now there's a lot more gameplay to it. There's a lot more things to keep you constantly engaged in playing as you go through the levels. And with that constant engagement, we're keeping the attention of the children we're trying to get as our target audience more and more. And so what are our next steps? Well, now that we've got kind of this amazing base for us to work with, we just need a lot of art. We're going to focus on making sure that we get as many worlds as we possibly can before release, so that way we've got as much content as we can to engage our players and hopefully keep them and keep that high retention rate for our mobile game. After that, we're going to have a little more polish. As you saw, we added in touch effects and particle effects and animations, and more of that's going to help make our game just that more attractive to children. And then we also want to do a lot of marketing. There's no point in releasing a game if you're releasing it to no one. We want everybody to know about Happy Skies. We want people to be anticipating it and for their kids to ultimately be really excited when they finally get to play it. And so for at this stage, ignoring the link because you really can't click on the link in the audience, out at our booth we have these little media cards. They have our Twitter, they have our Facebook, and they also have a QR code you can scan to sign up and join the Happy Skies beta. So when we finally release 2 beta on Android platforms, you'll be able to play the game before anybody else. And following soon after that, it'll be a little more polished, and then we'll be releasing both on Android and iOS. Thank you for your time. 4 months or so.
4 months or so.
We don't have any solid release dates yet.
Thanks, Donald.
Oh, and also we have the mobile version of the game you can play. I forgot to bring that up, but let me just...
Go play it out there.
Yeah, go play it out there, but... Oh, this iPad's not working.
Thanks, Donald.
But it's mobile.
Come on up, Jesse.
Thanks, Jesse.
Get a haircut?
Hi, once again, my name is not Jesse. My name is Juan Wilbur, and he's at home relaxing, and I'm presenting. I am the Scrum Master for this game, Couch Game.
Remember when games that have online multiplayer force you to interact with another human being in person? The games that you and your friends competed against each other and the winner got bragging rights the rest of the day.
Next round.
Welcome to the Couch Game! A game which makes 4 players compete against each other in a gladiator brawl arena, filled with crates, explosions, cartoon humor, deadly environments that can change any game. I think I forgot to mention price! Grab your friends, family, neighbors, and even your cat and play Couch Game!
So, Couch Game is a local multiplayer battle arena where players can throw crates at each other while dodging environmental hazards. Couch Game is like old school games such as Spyro and Crash Bandicoot because of its cartoon humor, style, and simple game mechanics. Last year for Greenlight Game Jam, we wanted to make a game that was competitive, simple, and had simple game mechanics as well. So this is what we came up with. After the Greenlight Game Jam, we've won multiple awards such as Most Fun and Best Art. And with this, we decided to go into the Greenlight studio. This semester, we managed to get 4 characters done, 2 of which are animated, 2 crates, 2 levels, and finishing up on our core mechanics. As you can see on the flowchart, everything in the green is what we have completed. Purple stands for what we have done, but could use a little bit more work. Red is what we're currently working on, and white is yet to come. And here's some extra content. We have a couple of special crates, and some concept for some levels, and a new outfit for our Hercules Beetle. Thank you guys so much. Make sure to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. Thank you.
Kendall? What's up, Kenny?
Not much. I decided to grow some hair. Come on, PowerPoint. You can do it.
Listen to the music while you find it.
No, it's here. It's not opening. Oh, there it goes. Finest technology here at UAC. Alright, my name is Kendall Cormany. I am not Kenny Ryan. He is away. I am a lead for Crimson Knights. I'm also the CEO of Perspective Fish Games, which is partnering up with the Crimson Knight team to work on this. So what is it? So Crimson Knight is a roguelike, dungeon crawler, beat 'em up, hack and slash, retro thingamajig. We got several game modes. We have crawl and floors. Floors is just like crawl, except for you get to choose your ending. So crawl is just you go through all these different worlds and maps, and you see a bunch of different things. You just progress, and that's roguelike. So when you die, it's over. You're done. We have versus mode, so you can play up to 4 players against each other, as well as survival mode, which again, up to 4 players. You just wave after wave after wave. And there's also boss mode, which is just like survival mode, except for it's just the bosses that you'll find in crawl mode. Who are we? We are 14 on-ground students, and we have 6, I believe, online students throughout the semester. A really awesome team. They really put forth the effort. You know, we came in every Friday, we got our stuff done, which I appreciate. So how we started, so last July there was a game jam and we participated in it, and the theme was Bloody Mess. So we made this really awful hack and slash game when there's blood everywhere, but we won, we swept. We won 4 out of 5 awards. So we decided to join game studios to kind of actually make this thing a reality. So we were in game studios last semester. We got really far from where we started, and we made it even better this semester. So we have 4 new worlds. That's the Egyptian world, the snow world, the lava world, and the crypt world. So that accounts for 60 new levels. The floor is game mode, like I mentioned, so you can have more. It's more of like, it allows you to have your own end goal instead of just being forever. Our AI, our pathfinding for our AI is so much better. We have several new enemies that are in, several new enemies that even have their art that just aren't in the game yet. We have a bunch of new mini bosses and bosses that are done. We have new weapons that are in there. We made a bunch more props. We made a bunch of lighting effects, bunch of special effects. Bunch of stuff got done this semester. So where we're at right now is we're in semester 2, week 15. That's the 0-15. But what we're doing now is we're going to prep a public build to get people to vote for us for Steam Greenlight. And the projection is we'll be able to finish something up by the end of May, and hopefully be able to be on Steam Greenlight by the end of May. And our hope is that people will see this, they'll play it, and they'll enjoy it, and they'll vote for us so that we can one day be on the Steam platform. And we have a timeline of about the end of the year for a full 1.0 release. We are going to have a booth at the AZ Game Showcase, sponsored by the Game Collab. And and we'll also be participating in that studio panel with the other team members here about game studios. Here's some things that we accomplished. We have our Facebook 300 likes, our followers at 524. Our website, we're getting about 70 visitors a day. Half of those are Russian spam, but that's okay. Right now we're having shirts available. So these ones right here, which are really awesome. We've already blown by our goal of 57 purchases. I think we're at 76 right now, last time I checked. So if you want one, they're 20 bucks, and they help us pay for the Steam Greenlight fee and other awesome indie promotions out there and festivals that require an entry fee to get into. Awesome. And coffee, yes. And also a quick shout out to the Show No Mercy guys that we had a awesome collaboration with. Apologize for not having it in there, but I remembered. We have our Facebook, Crimson Knight Game, video game. We have Twitter, Crimson_Knights_, and also CrimsonKnightsGame.com. So you go there, check us out, follow us, like us, whatnot. Have any other questions and want to play our game, we will be outside and you can enjoy it. Thank you very much.
Good job, Kendall.
Yep.
Yeah, awesome.
It's just a basic video. No presentation. There it is. There it is. Hello, I am lead programmer on Project Oddity. The man in charge had a job and prior requirements to go to, so I'm here to show off his video as well as fill in the booth since he's not here. For now, though, I'll lead you to the booming voice.
Oddity. Oddity is a horror adventure game, focusing on storytelling and exploration. We play as a stranger in an odd town filled with broken people, controlled by eldritch horrors and supernatural phenomena. Our goal is to escape this town. How we try to escape is up to us. Do we pave our road to freedom in the blood of others? Or do we stay and try to help those trapped in this horrible world? Oddity's core mechanic is saving context data to change the game. As we play, Oddity will record character choices, emotions, and special variables. When we reload to previous save points or start new games, these shadow saves will change how the game reacts. Players can use this to their advantage, as their future choices could greatly influence past events that can be revisited through reloading to previous save files in the game. But this could also prove difficult, as manipulating the game this way could tip off enemies and mark the player as a freak to the other characters. Oddity has been in production for 2 semesters through UAT and its production courses. The first semester built the framework of the game, and the second semester was devoted to bug testing, refining the demo story, and world building. All that is left is finish putting the world together and fine-tune the game. Oddity hopes to have a playable demo soon.
So yes, Oddity has made quite a bit of progress from when it started. Unlike what it may appear, it's actually a point-and-click adventure game where you go through the world and, as it says, find your way out. There's many facts to learn about the game, and you can learn more about it at the booth outside. But we do have locations online to learn more about it. The Oddity website that Harlan set up is one of them, in which you can play the most recent demo build, as well as follow more recent updates, and as well as us on Twitter to learn about possible new artwork and assets that have been completed recently. Thank you.
Thanks, Austin.
No problem.
Hello, everybody. Ian Goldsmith couldn't make it today because he was tired and he wanted to go to sleep. So I'll be filling in for him today. My name's Ian Goldsmith. And here's my video.
Hello, and welcome to Island Survivor. Survivor is a survival game that focuses on short competitive sessions where teams of up to 5 players work together to fight the other teams on the map. There are up to 5 teams total on a map, totaling 25 players, and the objective is to be the last team surviving. Behind Island Survivor mashes popular survival games like Rust and Ark Survival Evolved, where players are able to harvest, build buildings, and craft items to help them survive, with fast-paced survival games like Don't Starve and its multiplayer offshoot Don't Starve Together. Here's a quick video showcasing all of the things we were able to get done during this 15-week production cycle. We have 3D models of low poly count for cheap cost on the processor for weapons, armor, and buildings, to include the hut, a blacksmithing shop, anvil, forge, and we were also able to include a sky dome with dynamic weather and a day and night cycle. There are 14 total members, with myself included, 9 of which are online. In this short clip, we run through a small section of the current level for the project. It showcases resource nodes like palm trees, rock outcroppings, and small bushes where players can gather resources from to build items like armor, weapons, and buildings to help them survive on the island. There are also physical and visual blockages like the raised terrain with trees and foliage atop of them. Rivers with sheer cliff faces all along the path of the river, except for ramps leading into and out of the river at specific locations. And lava channels. The lava channels will fill with hot magma at the 20-minute marker in-game when the central volcanic mountain erupts. All of this was placed on the paper map in accordance with designated base building zones be it the starting locations where the teams start the match in, or open areas that players can venture forth and discover through exploration. Students were led by Dave Engelman, whose major contribution was in assisting the design of the island level. Garrett Reicher, who helped design and program the artificial intelligence. Sam Adelson, who worked on the character controller, making sure the player can move and attack. And Bryce Menges, who was able to model out the Gatherer model, as well as doing the sound, which is what you hear in the background. Our team is led by Jacob Leitz, who is a game programmer by trade, but has background experience in 3D art and modeling. Dylan Johnson, who has worked on 3D model asset generation and animations, as well as Mason Kurbitz, who also did 3D modeling and animations, but during the twilight weeks of the production studio course has moved into sound design with Bryce Menges. The team was led by Robert Pettigrew. He assisted in the level design for the island level, as well as moving into creating an Island Survivor website, and is the community manager for the Island Survivor Twitter account. Jerry Lavelle, who is the owner of the island level, and had the others assist him in creating the island level. And Nick Foltz, who is the owner of the story revision and primary story designer. Video showing that the paper map has identified raised terrain, rivers, and lava channels, and that they match up with the current level's raised terrain, rivers, and lava channels. Rocco was the producer for the project, ensuring that everyone had tickets assigned to them on Axosoft and that their work logs were completed on time. He also assisted Nick Foltz with the story. Jesse Vanover was responsible for the intro sequence and user interface design for the main menu screen. Robert Maroque is a programmer that took on the mantle of working on the networking feature for the project. In this short clip, we are able to see the networking in action. There are 3 players on the same server. You can see their HUD on the top left that showcases the health, energy, and body heat. The players are able to run up to and attack other players, and once they are dead, they disappear. This is the build that will be available outside at the Island Survivor Station. If you want any more information, you can visit our website, and please make sure to follow us on Twitter. Thank you very much.
That's it. Yep.
Thanks, Ian. So that's everybody except for one, World of Marks. Kyrie's not able to be here right now. Do you want to come up and say a few things, Justin? Or at least stand and say something about it? One of the two? I mean, you guys did a great job. So.
Alright, so I'm the lead level designer. The game's pretty much open world. It's a fighter game. And it's really new. It just got greenlit this semester. We made it pretty far. We only focused on one level. The forest level. I don't know. Should I pull it up?
If you have some, yeah. Yeah, Kyrie was pulled away from the family emergency, so he has access to the video.
I don't have the video. Let's pull up my portfolio. Alright, so I did the forest level for this game. Right here, it's pretty much an interactive world. So for the... Did you do that? Alright, so for the next iteration of next semester, since it was Greenlight again, it's going to have more interactive elements for like the trees and stuff, putting in the animations of climbing them, swimming, fighting. Fighting is already in there, so is like the magic abilities, facing another person. But we're just trying to put them together. This semester we didn't have a programmer, so yeah, that was bad. It's a team of 6 people, so we did what we could. Yeah, so next semester it should be better. But this is just some pictures of that one level. There is one other level that's the city level and the castle level that I'm making, and the city level. It's made by, I forget his name. Yeah, so that's pretty much it.
Cool. Thanks, Justin. You want to stay here for a second? And can the other presenters, leads, / whatever come up? Just want to have everybody come up here. You guys just want to line up there.
In front of the stage?
We'll do something a little different this time. So I know we did awards and everything earlier. Go ahead and line up there or stand up there. Well, first and foremost, let's give them a round of applause for them and their hard work. Like I said, I was super impressed this term. I know Derek mentioned the similar thing. With 10 teams, we weren't sure how it was actually going to unfold, but there he is. Thanks for joining us, Jesse. We weren't really sure how it was going to unfold, but I think it exceeded all our expectations. So you guys did a wonderful job. Let me just turn around. There we go. I get to see some guys in the background. There we go. I want to just go down, and we did awards already earlier today. But I want to go down, and if you guys could just name an MVP. I mean, maybe you already did before, but just to the folks here, so that again they can be recognized duly as they should be. So, you want to start, Tyler?
So my MVP is Nolan McPhee, my programmer on the team. I don't believe he's here, or you are here. Stand up, please, Nolan. For reference, Nolan put in several long nights and many weeks with over 60 hours for us, and is really the reason that the game is standing up and working today. So his hard work is why we're here.
Awesome. Good job.
My team only had 2 artists and myself, and they both worked really hard, but one of them was present whenever I needed something fixed and was on top of it within hours. And I would have to say that was Charles Loy, was really on top of getting stuff done.
He's an online student, right?
He's an online artist.
Very cool. Awesome.
Alright, I'm back. We only had 6 people on our team, and then 2 of them have lead. So we had about 4 people. So I'm guessing
he's not a programmer.
Yeah, none never had a programmer. But the only person that's here is I'm really bad with names, so Parker. Yeah, Parker. Woo!
That's right.
John. I'd like to recognize Tyler Weiss, who was our programmer. And he did a really outstanding job this semester. He was constantly putting in way more hours than he needed to for the class, and he just really came through for us. So, thank you, Tyler. That's great.
I'd like to recognize Tony Johnson. He was our level designer, but he also went through and did a bunch of other things that were outside the scope of what he needed to do. He would constantly be going and trying to fix issues, adding animations, trying to fix particle effects, things like that. He was actually the first one to throw in that wind particle effect back way back when, which really helped revolutionize the way we interact with our game. So it's definitely, he's our MVP for this semester.
Like I said earlier, our team is only as strong as the weakest link, and our team really kicks some butt this semester. I would, however, like to recognize Casey Harris and Allison Taylor, because they weren't technically in the studio course this semester, but they still stuck with us every Friday to work on stuff. Even Allison was an online, so she kept at it, even though she wasn't in the course anymore. And you know that's not an easy thing to do, especially when there's no grade to motivate you. So I appreciate sticking with it even if you're not in the course.
With the Oddity team, everyone did a tremendous job. Even with flu season hitting the squad as hard as it did, wiping out the entire team basically. Leaving only me, Harlan, and one of the designers able to work. But knowing how Harlan would say it, it would go to the entire team. Both programmers, me and the other one here, did a great job pumping out all the work that was required. Even when he got sick, he got the entire music system working for the game build currently. For the designers, they pumped out all the dialogue for the characters, as well as one of them went beyond that started making all the audio tracks for the game itself. When it comes to the artists, they just pumped out art regardless of what was going on. They did a great job overall and keeping the design of the game. So the team as a whole did a great job.
For Mirrored, our MVP for this semester is Joel. Right over there. Oliver. He's been with us for a couple semesters now, but this semester he really dove deep into our cutscenes that we needed to pump them out, and he went through and did pretty much all the characters and almost every single one of the cutscenes. Got us a base to work off of. The semester started out pretty rough for kind of all of us, just with some transitions and things like that, but he just kept pushing through, and he was a huge asset to our team, and I think he worked the hardest out of a lot of us this semester, so good job, Joel. He's also
For the Island Survivor team, my MVP is an online student, Robert Baroque. He is the programmer that works on the networking for the project. The networking has been a huge pain for the entire 15 weeks that Robert's been working on it, and just recently he hit another series of issues. But we do have a previous build that works, which is what we use for the prototype outside. So I'd like to nominate Robert as my MVP. Thank you, man.
Hi, how's it going? For Couch Games MVP, we chose Haley Rodriguez. Go ahead and stand up. Put a lot of work into this project. She kept us together, and she did all the referencing. She did some documentation. She did a lot of work that a lot of people didn't have to go through as much. And no matter what role, she was a huge guide for everybody. So thank you.
Cool. Thanks, guys. You have a seat. I think you guys were all hopefully impressed as I was over these last 15 weeks and got to see the culmination of it all. I encourage you to go and talk to them afterwards, check out their builds, just mingle with them. I also wanted to say thank you for joining us. This is kind of, I think, almost a year now that we've been doing the celebrations like this as an open kind of public event. So I encourage you to tell other people about it and try to get them here. Word of mouth is always the best. And I want to thank some special guests, Sosan for being here. Thank you very much. Eli Media, got represented from Disney. Thanks, Joe. And City of Phoenix. Thank you, Mark. And if there's anybody else, sorry I'm missing you. But yeah, of course, Scott. I already introduced him. Scott was up here. He told me not to put him in the limelight anymore. Actually, he didn't. Just there. He did. Break. Does anybody want to say anything to these kids? Because adults, students, I mean, professionals to be, because I think there should be a good two-way dialogue. Does anybody want to say anything right now in front of anybody? An opportunity? No? Okay. That's fine. Next time. We'll get you guys open to this kind of process next time. But enjoy, celebrate with us, go play their games, and check them out. Thanks for joining us.